Out of character, that one guy, we did not trust him at all, right?
Arcady didn't. And Arcady, you close your eyes, and currently you hear nothing.
It sounds quiet, but we should move to a more private location in this hallway, and we can have a talk with our new friend here.
Oh, yes. I'm your friend.
And I will then telepathically, one at a time, just go through, I don't trust him completely, but he might be on the level, on some level.
Okay, where we
I will turn to... Yes, where is the safest place to go? And what is your name, my friend?
Horlin Berrypot.
Horlin. Would you show us your library where they've had you doing research, please?
Yes, sir. Right this way, sir. And he'll begin kowtowing to you before. Like, oh, it's so good to have someone from the bureaucracy here. It's just so nice. I always knew King Ramon was a good egg.
That's still the old king?
That's the old king.
And I will look at Kevin and just say, why don't you tell him the bad news, Kevin?
And I will explain, because I can't remember exactly how he died. I will explain to him how he died.
Oh, that's a shame. Quite a shame, really. Hunting accident. I get the divines taken. The divines giveth away, I suppose. So who is in charge now? His brother, Beyond?
Yes? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yes!
How long have you been down here?
Oh, not that much longer after the comet hit. I was captured, trying to escape the melt, and they found out that I had some training in arcane magics, and then forced me down here. And I'm just going to use this one token for him. And he takes you into this room. This library is brightly lit by candles. And you, does anyone here do arcane magic? I'm guessing that's a no.
We have no sorcerer, wizard,
artificer,
or bard.
Alright,
so
you would still recognize that he motions with his hands as if casting some sort of spell to open the door. And you remember from the previous time, one of you tried to open this door and it was completely locked. So you were getting that it was magically locked. So you enter into this library. Moisture, cold, and time destroyed what was once an important library, filled with tomes and scrolls. The rotting cases are now lined with items that are almost oozing off the shelves. Many books have been tossed to the ground and trampled. Others look to be vivisected on tables dotted with still burning candles. A foul smell permeates the air, and the rotting foot of a goblin protrudes from beneath the pile of books.
Rotting foot of what?
A goblin protrudes from beneath a pile of books.
Uthor sniffs.
That was a part of my research. This was one of the goblins that died, and they were forcing me to do an autopsy, but I wasn't really, trained in medicine. I'm more arcane focused. But, then they told me to leave it. Then he told me to leave it here. And then I tried to cover it up. That's all. Please step away from it. It's probably poisoned or something. Goblins.
Insight check.
I can't roll right now. I don't have my character sheet yet. This is taking a really long time to stop being.
Another 3.
I will try and insight as well.
Moi aussi.
Do I hear this? Trembling?
I presume you're all coming in together.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
no,
right.
I'm totally inciting that.
Kevin! You... Oh, Uthor!
I
Kevin
didn't
and
even try to roll that.
Kevin and Uthor, you realize that there's something really funky up with this story. This doesn't make, like, sure, maybe he was forced to perform an autopsy, but this is just a weird place to leave a body.
Uthor growls and starts sort of like showing off how big he is, sort of like trying to intimidate the halfling with his size.
You're bustling, you're puffing up.
Show them your
Yeah.
eye patches.
I don't have eye
Oh wait,
patches.
that's butterflies.
That's a nice big doggy thing. Does he bite?
Indeed.
Only liars.
Good thing I'm not a liar then. I'm just a normal citizen of High Coast, just in a terrible situation, and I'm glad the law have finally arrived.
Uthor gets real close and like lets some of the blood and slobber from the previous fight sort of drip onto the half.
You know, the sooner you tell us the whole truth, the more we can assist you.
And the more limbs you
may
may
well
keep
be
from the wolf.
You may well be able to avoid a lot of the prison time if you simply come clean now. We can hopefully be a little more lenient.
Okay, oh jeez, I really am a prisoner. I really am. I have nothing to do with what happened with the meteorite and all, and that was, that goblin, just, they're expendable. They fight amongst themselves. He snuck down here and tried to steal some from me, and, I just shot a cantrip his way, and I can't exactly leave this place to burn or bury the body, so, I just kind of left it there. And I just really like doing research, okay? They gave me all these old books, and I was like, wee, old books, but I was still scared of the main guy. I wasn't in awe at all.
Insight when I get back into the server.
Yeah, Hackey's just gonna kind of like glare at him and just kind of say in her, well, not kind of glare because she's still like all hippie druid, but she's gonna look at him. She's like, "That's not cool, man. All lives are sacred in the sight of the mother."
You can see that if you're from the city. One second.
And if you don't like beef.
Hmm.
The cat is causing an issue. 1 sec.
Yeah, I think my Twitch is messed up. I can't bring up this. I can't bring up the stream.
Sorry about that. Cat causing problems. Where was I? Oh, insight checks. Kevin, you can tell, especially with your previous one.
Oof.
Uthor, you completely believe him. Kevin, you can tell, especially with your previous one, that he's mostly telling the truth now.
Holy crap, 1 and 1.
Mostly. He does come off as just a little sniveling coward that, yeah, sure, he was captured, but as soon as you got a little bit of privileged over the other ones, he was just like, oh yeah, I'm big man on campus.
And
I will
what
whisper
has
all
your
that dirty.
research led you to?
Well, not much currently. I was told to gather as much information about the ancient history of the valley, as much as possible. And oh, I know that their leader and Harliet, yeah, that night And the White, they always sent more prisoners over to a ziggurat they found. It was trapped beneath the ice for ages. It's like some dwarven contraption. And they're sending more prisoners there to do more things about them.
When was the last group sent, and when will the next ones be sent for?
Well, I guess about 3 days ago. And this would coincide with Bella's story. And they usually come about once every week at least, sometimes a bit more, but, you know, another 3-4 days from now, they should send their, send their troops, and the Wormling will come and let us know.
The Wormling?
Oh yeah, the big boss has somehow... I didn't believe in myself. I personally thought dragons were mostly extinct by this, by now, but apparently there was a dragon wormling living in the valley. They had built themselves a cave under the ice or something. The melt flooded his lair out, and apparently the boss somehow tamed it. It's a magnificent sight, to be sure. I've never seen any type of dragon before. Even out in the hinterlands like this.
Do you know where it is?
I can show you on the map. Roughly, anyway.
Please.
And he will show you on the map, which I will do later. And 1 second. Trying to find the page. Oh, here we go. Knowledge table. You get to roll on the knowledge table.
Woo!
What do we roll?
You know what? Pick two. I'm going to say Kevin and Hecate. Each roll a d20.
Roll different numbers.
But not very different numbers.
Yep.
Okay. First he tells you... Well, I believe that there was this elven civilization from before, long before most High Coast came out this far, even the Hossians came out this far, and the other peoples that were here. I think that they created a massive dungeon in the sky over the Luna Valley to escape their fate. And I think there might still be living in a cloud fortress up there. Doesn't that sound cool?
This pot has a crack in it.
Yeah, Hecate is just going to kind of look at him incredulously. Just peered at him blearily with like her stoner eyes, and she's like, I believe in many things, dude, but that's a little far-fetched even for me.
If you can't convince Stoner Hecate or something. It's probably not convincing.
Okay, fine. Let's just say most of these books are just kind of moldy and I'm putting together scraps here. But there's one thing I do know. It's about Tomar's Crossing. Have you been there yet?
Uther will nod.
So?
This person was the town. The
Yeah,
town
that's what
you're
I
in.
thought. Okay, yeah. Yes, we have.
Okay, good. Before he was a council member, Colenius Birthwitch went hunting with the old council member, Resnon Fairgon, often. But then she wandered off one day and never returned on one of their trips. Convenient? Considering he ran for council not that long after. Huh?
That's I actually.
An insight.
Yeah, I'm gonna insight that too. Like, that's something that could happen, but I just don't trust this little bug. 13.
I'm getting confused.
Your insight check. You believe that he believes both stories. Now, the first one is obviously someone who you think has been around the mold a little too long.
Yeah.
The second one, though, you did hear from the matriarch in town, Isperl. Yeah, that's her name, Isperl. That she didn't trust a lot of the council members, and one of them was Birthwitch.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're like, maybe he is a shady character. 100% sure if the whole story's true, but it does add to what you've already heard about him as him being kind of like backhanded and someone to avoid. How about that?
Okay. I will turn and I will relay that to my compatriots. Little guy, he's believing both stories, but I'm only putting my faith in the one. Because the mother, oh my god, is that the priestess? I'm blanking. Can't remember if it was actually called the mother or not. Thank you. She said to watch out for this guy.
Yeah, he's a real shady character, and what a grump, too.
What do we want to do?
Do you want to investigate the goblin body?
That would be a good idea, yes.
And while they do that, I'd actually like to investigate just the rest of the room as well. Look around at some of these other scrolls and things that are lying around.
I'll start picking up the books on top of the goblin and stacking them into a neat pile.
I will not investigate the goblin because I have a -1 to my investigation.
Yeah, I'm sniffing around looking for things with my keen senses.
Arcady,
what do your wolf eyes see?
This whole library is disgusting, and you're actually quite mad.
Oh, that's 20 for the wolf.
I swear I saw it roll 214, so that's fantastic.
14 next to 20 on a d20. I don't have any dice next to me.
It is actually, yes. Because my actual d20 in this game is set on a 20, and 14 is the one immediately up and to the right.
Ah, okay. So, what you notice is, you sort of very gently with your nose and a little bit of your paw, sort of uncover all the books, and you notice through the grossness of a decaying goblin body that there's been a bag hidden inside the corpse.
Like afterwards?
Yeah, like after. How would it go in?
Well, you ever see a drug mule?
Uthor will rip it out with his teeth.
Oh.
And there's more gross stench, plus the smell of mint. Which is what alerted you to it in the first place. Inside is a silk pouch with a freshwater pearl, an azurite, 31 gold, 31 silver, 9 gold, and a vial of peppermint oil. And also, you find Horlin's spell book.
That's this guy?
Yeah, that's the crazy
Don't
halfling.
have a wizard to use this spell book with.
If we did...
Uthor's gonna hand the spell book to Arcady.
Oh, that's my spell book. I really need it. I'm kind of useless without it. I'm a good citizen. I told you everything.
With some cooperation, you perhaps can get it back. But for now, the crown will have to hold on to it.
Okay, anything. I'll do anything.
Uthor isn't gonna try and sneak the gold over to who's closest? Probably Hecate.
Hecate will accept the gold and squirrel it away for later.
Oh, really? You're gonna accept the gold?
Yeah, he's giving it to me to hold on to.
Okay.
My senses are tingling now. I don't want to metagame. I'm just going to accept it at face value and just tuck the pouch away that it's in. After I clean it up a little bit first.
Whose gold and other belongings are that if this is your spell book?
Well, that's what I left at the safe harbor with. It's practically my life savings.
Now, if you were kidnapped, why would they leave you with your life savings?
Let's just say I told them that the spell book was in the pouch, and they just gave it to me. And, you know, I can be very quick-wristed in particular situations. You're a prisoner, you just learn to deal with certain uncomfortablenesses, and let's put it into that.
I think you are going to have to do better than that with us.
Oh no. Are you gonna chop my head off? Ah!
No, we don't do things as silly as that. You will be arrested, though, and given time and given the state of our current prison system, I would say you would be wishing for death rather than that.
I can tell you everything about Harliet!
I'm sure you will tell us everything you know about everything.
Yep, anything you want, sir!
And before Harliet wakes up, I will, look around and say, what else do you know about this underground lair that we are in? There is much that we have not seen. Is there anywhere we should be looking particularly?
Well, I know a place to avoid.
That's a start.
Well, there's a room with a bunch of zombies in it. It's locked away. But, yeah, you don't want to go there.
And I'll sort of point to the knight, we know where her room is. Where is the White's room? I believe my comrades would appreciate being able to give that a once-over.
Oh, that's to the south. I can show you everywhere. Don't you worry about it. You can trust your old pal, Horlin. Berry Pot.
And I will look at the rest of the group and say, would you like to start in the General's room, or would you like to start in the White's room?
General has some cool stuff. Hello?
Yep.
Where did...
Uthor cannot cannot answer this question, so he has not
Well,
responded.
you can nod your head towards the soldier that we have tied up.
Sorry, I had a coughing fit. I'm perfectly open to searching the captain's room first. Unless we want to question the prisoner first.
I completely distrust this guy.
I think we should. He's not going to be leaving our site. Kevin, would you mind putting some manacles on our friend here just to be safe?
I'm cooperating, and he'll stick out his wrists.
Behind your back, please.
Usul's going.
What?
Whoops.
I would like to search the captain's room just so we have enough ammunition to know whether they are telling us the truth. My head's a little foggy. I'm sorry. I'm not as sharp as I should.
I would like to devise a gag for this guy as well.
I was just going to go with a mask, make sure he can't see anything.
How can I lead you places if I can't see? That doesn't make any sense.
I can't say that out loud.
We already know where the captain's room is. We will allow you sight once we need you again. You are doing very well. Thank you for your cooperation.
Yep, I'm cooperating.
All right, I guess we head off to the captain's room.
Right, and that is to the north. So if you're just using the one token.
How's everybody in the party looking?
Hecate's barely touched, barely scratched.
Half. I'm at 50%.
Well, let's see. Yeah, Kevin has 10 damage.
Usul just healed by 6.
What does my prayer of healing do again?
I'm untouched for some reason.
Staff, can you heal me by 6?
Okay.
Bring me down to like 16 damage.
Oh yeah, you did a prayer of healing, Hecate.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, how much?
I got done, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because I spoke up about that.
Okay.
I can do
And I
another
can
one
roll.
if we need it. But
One
that'll
more
be my
day.
last second level spell slot.
I'm at 16.
Which roll?
No. I'm at 16,
I
not
don't
15.
think so.
I have no control of my own
I
character
will
sheet.
quickly flip through this spellbook to see if there are any healing spells.
That would have been an accomplishment because I don't think wizards ever get a healing spell.
I'm okay for now.
You only have the minorest of magical talents with your whole mind trick. So you were never really good with learning magic.
Oh, I'm reading the book upside down.
Yeah, they're also usually written in a code.
But you can kind of vaguely recognize, just because of your schooling and your training, Arcane Lock, Alter Self, Grease, Rope Trick, and Sleep. Plus
All
a
the
couple other
rogue.
spells.
All the roguey spells.
Yep, all the rookie spells.
Interesting.
Alright, so here's where you were guessing hard. Oh, this is the bedchamber. See, it's right next to the captain's bedchamber. They're watching me morning, noon, and night. And you see... Flipping, flipping, flipping as I go up and down. This room smells foul. Perhaps there's a...
What?
Never mind. This is just a storeroom.
Where are we?
You're in like a storeroom foyer area
Foyer?
right here.
Foyer.
Not a foyer. Not in America.
What's
Nobody
somebody who
except
starts
me
his own
in
job?
America.
What's that food that snails that the French people eat?
Escargot.
Escargot.
Escargot? Do you want some champagne with your escargot?
It's only champagne if it was made in the Champagne region of France.
Yes, otherwise it's just sparkling wine.
I was trying to go to the trebuchet joke, but I messed up the setup.
And anyway, you're pronouncing it wrong. It's champagne.
Anyway,
All right, in this room. This chamber is brightly lit by torches in the wall sconces. Harliot keeps burning. You see a cot, some scattered clothes, dishes with recent meals, and dishes with recent meals. You see a sharpening stone and a leather helm on the on the floor, freshly scratched into the walls, some kind of writing. What do you guys do?
I would like to look under the cot.
almost sniff.
All right, roll me some investigation perception checks.
Yep, I'll help him look.
Me too.
That is a non-natural 20.
That is a 21.
Nice.
I have advantage and a higher bonus, and I got a 17.
All right, Arcadia and Tafina. Sorry, I'm just trying to prevent myself from coughing.
I've been around enough military people. I know exactly under the cots and beds where they store their stuff. They don't have imaginations.
Under her cot, you find that she keeps 2 healer's kits, 3 doses of an alchemical salve that doubles the number of hit points a character heals when used during a short rest, 2 vials of antitoxin, and a potion of healing. Further, you take a look along the wall and you see that she's been writing here, and you look around and you, Arcading, knowing you're being a member of the bureaucracy and undergoing training with the law and being a lawman, you understand that it's a code of laws. And Tafina, being a local, you recognize this as the code of the Safe Harbor Watch. And she appears to have transcribed this from memory.
I will point that out.
What else do you guys do?
I'd like to tap along the walls to see if I can find any secret nooks or crannies or any loose stones or anything like that.
Okay.
Investigation?
Yeah, investigation. Nope. These walls appear to be pretty solidly built. And you're pretty sure that the actual act of carving this credo would have taken... would have revealed anything, anything. Any sort of secret passage or whatever.
What's the food? Is it goblin?
It's not goblin. You recognize it as normal sort of trail army rations. Like boiled oatmeal and hardtack and just various sorts of stews, you know, that you use to keep going.
I will point that out and just say they obviously have food stores here that people in town, the refugees, can come utilize. And I will look to the rest of the group and say, shall we check out the White's room? Is there anything else in here anybody else wants to do before I tape it off?
One time I was visiting the capital bureaucracy, and they had me in the green room.
Kevin, you must have hit your head on the stone a little harder than you thought. Let us go see this leader's room. And as we are heading off, I will just make a note of what we found in this room, including the captain's name, and slip it into my messenger bag to send off.
Ooh, and you can feel as soon as you put it in, the magic within it gets sent off. Horland will say, "See down there," and he'll point down towards this area. That's where the zombie knights are. Don't go near them. See, I'm helpful.
Zombie knights? Where did they come from?
Honestly, I don't know. They appear to have been wakened up by the comet, or changed somehow.
Were they in the keep, or were they found under the ice?
I'm not sure. That was before my time, but the boss brought him here and was experimenting on them. But he keeps them locked up. Not even I will dare to go down there.
Tefine, I would be curious to know if you recognized any of the insignia on their armor, but it doesn't sound like a wise proposition for us to go try and investigate right now. Please take us to the leader's quarters.
Well, the leader isn't here. The white is just another lieutenant.
Take us to his room, then.
Okay, you got it, boss.
Shit, I thought the white was the boss.
No, he's a white.
So we are just
Will the
systematically
boss be
going
back?
room to room, right?
Pretty much. Okay, it's 10.
As we leave, I want to collect some of the dishes from the captain's room, and when we head back out to the main hallway, I'm just going to sort of tip them up on their sides and place them. So if anybody comes in and down the hallway, we're going to hear them hopefully as they trip over and break the dishes.
Smart idea. Okay, so you go down here, and Harleyan points you over to here, and says that's where the white likes to hang out. I was told once that his name was Gothmog Plague Reaper. It's kind of a silly name, don't you think?
Does that name ring any bells?
No.
I will search this area.
And before you do, however, you hear a faint voice coming from over here saying, "Hello, is there anyone there?"
Who is that?
Ha! Ha! Oh, it looks like they brought another prisoner down here. I totally forgot.
Insight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even want to begin to believe you.
How
16.
good of a lie does he come up with? I don't trust him, but how good of a lie?
You know what? I'll roll a vague deception check. I think he's just an acolyte.
Way to go with the 20.
Nice.
It's literally what I should be doing instead of all the 3s that I've been rolling.
Well, just think about it. When we get to level 11, you're going to be super at it, because then the minimum you're going to get is going to be something like at 24.
Yep. It's what this character is based around.
You know what? You can tell that he just doesn't care for this prisoner, which is why he didn't mention him.
I will approach the prison and look in to see what type of prisoner and what condition they're in.
Crates, barrels, and sacks line the walls of this large room. A single pallet and bowl takes up one corner. In another corner sits a small table and chair, occupied by a thin, elderly halfling with only a few wisps of gray hair left on his head. Scrolls, ink, and candles and tomes cover the table, in addition to several candles melted down to nubs onto the plain wood. Hello, you're not one of them, are you? I heard a battle.
In Halfling, I will respond, "No, good sir, we are here to take back the keep, and by extension, I guess we're here to rescue you."
Oh, thank the divines. I'm Pieter Cragmore, at your service. I was taken prisoner by these a lot, and he will actually look at Horlin. And he was in charge of me. Because he's not that good of an arcane magician.
You don't say.
Sure, he has a bit more a magical gift, but he can't research worth anything.
Harlan, would you like some of this salve for that burn?
Yes.
You sure you couldn't use greater restoration? I mean, that was just a bad curse.
He knows how he can get me out of here. Right? Is he your prisoner, or is he? Be wary of him. He's a coward, but he can be powerful. I was just a prisoner too. I'll open the door for you. And he will do the same thing that he did before, and the door will be able to be opened.
So are you the one that locked these doors then, Harlan?
Under orders. Everything I did was under orders. I would have been killed! A victim too!
Indeed, indeed. But you will be very helpful to the crown now, won't you?
Yes, yes, all hail King Bion! And Pieter will go, what happened to King Ramon?
He died in a tragic hunting accident.
How convenient.
Very convenient.
Interesting. I haven't been here that long, but this is what happens. Well, you killed the white, right?
Yes. Where did you come from, if you haven't been here very long?
I came from Safe Harbor as well. I recognized Harliet. She used to be in charge. She used to be the leader of the watch. But I was shocked that she seemingly fell in with these lot. Technically, though, the white was in charge. But still. All I know is that I was researching some ancient disease called the Demonplague. Apparently it infected the land 1,000 years ago.
It can't be important.
I don't know. The true leader, not that white, but the true leader of this whole little band of miscreants is a practitioner of necromantic magic, obsessed with finding a cure to this disease. But I'm sure Horland told you. I don't know his name. I never met him. I'm sure Horlian can tell you. Yeah. His name's kind of funny and old-fashioned, but it's Ralakai.
Where is this leader now, Harliet?
That's Harley. It's Horlian and Harley. I think.
Ah, Horlian.
Or it's Horlin. It's Horlin. I'm sorry. It's Harliet and Horlen.
All right, Horlin, where is the leader?
I think he might be at the ziggurat. He moves around a lot. He hasn't been here, though, for a very long time. And rolling insight checks, I guess?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oof.
Heke is not good at that. She's not going to try.
No, I believe everyone this week.
Uthor, you think he's telling the truth. Basically has no reason to lie, sort of thing.
Let's hear it for Lucky. That's better.
Ah ha ha ha! You can tell that he's making an educated guess. And you do remember from upstairs there was that gigantic map in the goblin leader, the hobgoblin's room. And it did have like a bunch of sites marked on it. Suspect they can point which one is this ziggurat. It wouldn't be on a normal map because it was covered by ice from before.
And I will ask the... Sorry, what's the woman's name?
Harliet.
No, the one that was a prisoner.
This is a male, it's Pieter.
Oh, it's a male. Oh,
Yes.
okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, no, he's like ancient grandfather like guy.
What has your research into this demon plague led you to believe? Is there a cure?
Alright, who rolled the d20s last time?
I did.
Okay, you and Hecate. So, I'm going to say Tafina and Arcady rolled 2 d20s.
2 each or 1 each?
Or 1 each, sorry.
Ooh, 16s.
Alright, pick one of you re-roll one.
19, even better. Nice.
You learn that the Luna Valley was not always covered in ice. And that a group of, hold on. 1 second. You know that the Luna Valley was not always covered in ice. And what was the other one?
19 and 16.
And you also learn that the Al Nassar Gold Dwarves built a ziggurat called Gardon Marhold in their final days. And Pieter thinks that this is the ziggurat they found.
What's the name again?
Gardon Marhold. I'll write it down.
I think it's time we checked out the boss's room.
Agreed.
Let's go.
Those dwarves always guarding their holes.
Isn't that a wee bit racist?
It's more of a pun.
Alright, so, one second. What once must have been a boisterous feast hall is now ghostly quiet. A pair of stone tables in the forlorn dark awaits revelers who will never show. A dried-up fountain decorates one corner. The floor reveals one set of lonely footprints in the dust, and dirt crisscrossing to each of the 4 doors in the hall. Behind the head table, the footprints indicate a great deal of pacing back and forth. Oh yeah, the leader really liked to brood. It's about a dead prince or lordling or something.
So which room are we in now?
You are in, sorry. This room. See, there's the fountain. This was like where the head would be.
I'd like to go investigate the fountain.
Okay, roll an
Yeah, we'll go take a
investigation
look.
check.
I'll assist.
Arcady, you notice that the fountain holds a small lockbox that is unlocked. It contains 2,000 copper, about 900 silver, almost 100 gold, a lapis lazuli, a tiger eye, and a turquoise, along with a bronze bracelet with a detailed dragon motif. A shabby willow violin, and a potion of healing, and a scroll of shield. The box also contains a hand-drawn map of the Luna Valley, outlining a path from Frostfell to the Ziggurat, Mardung, Marhold.
Huh.
I will pass the bracelet over to Tafina and Hecate and just say, is this a local thing? Does this mean anything to either of you?
Does it?
Well, I would say Tafina. You would know that the main industry in this area was ice farming. Because there was this huge node of ice that kept constantly regenerating in itself. And has been here for as long as anybody really can remember. However, people would find holes and pathways underneath the glacier, underneath the ice, and they would find ruins. All sorts of different ruins, and it's why Tomar's Crossing was founded. Tomar was an adventurer who was going underneath the ice to try and find all these lost treasures, and just stayed put one day. And you would also know, Tafina, that Tomar supposedly had, like, a lost find. That him and the rest of his adventuring crew died, but then they found the mother lode, and he was able to escape, but he was never able to find this grand treasure again. It's mostly a local legend, and most people have brushed it off as sort of an old man telling stories to all the little kids that came through town. But now you're wondering, maybe Tomar's lost hold is true.
Nah, that can't be right.
And
But
Hecate,
maybe.
you would know that, just as from a study of religions, and also the peoples of this area, being that you are a longer-lived race, you know that although High Coast has expanded and been in charge, quote-unquote, of this area for the past few hundred years, that wasn't always the case. It used to be Hacian and a couple other smaller clans And previous, I think you would know, you would at least have a know that there were orc tribes in the area, there were dwarven tribes in the area, and like elf tribes in the area as well. So it seems like, you know, there could have been a settled dwarven civilization here in the 1,000+ years ago.
Okay.
That would make sense to you. So the ziggurat was obviously something they left behind.
And
Okay.
does the bracelet look like the same kind of ancient workmanship of the items we found under the burial mounds?
No, this is definitely newer. Like it's a bit outdated. You're gonna guess this has been hidden here maybe for the past 100 years? 150 years?
Interesting. We will have to really sit and look upon this evening and see what these things can do.
Sorry, I was wrong. You can tell that the bronze bracelet is at least, I'm going to say, 1,000 years old. It's not elven in design,
but it is ancient.
It is really old. You're not sure if this was something that belonged to the White because this was his lair, and maybe this is a bit of his previous life that he somehow kept with him, or if this is just loot that's been found out and about in the mud.
Well, we will keep this coinage in the name of the crown, and everything else we will put aside for the rest of us, and we will use it to further our investigations. I believe, Hecate, you should be able to make use of some of these healing salves, and these potions will definitely aid us as we continue. But
agreed.
Let us move forward.
Check this. Have we gone to this throne room yet? Or are we still in the...
You haven't gone to the throne room yet.
Guess we head there?
Piotr, is this next room where the leader actually stayed?
I don't know. It was mostly a place where the garrison leader would hold a court, so quote unquote. It was most this. You could think this was a place for officers. I think previously this was a throne room, but that would be hundreds of years ago before the crown officially colonized this area. I haven't been here myself. I mostly stayed locked away.
When he mentions the crown's colonizing, Uthor will growl.
Well, Horlin, where... I mean, let us go check this room out, but Horlin, where exactly is this leader's room?
This is it. This was his room. He's a white. He doesn't need to sleep. That's why he was pacing all the time. It was really creepy. It's not like we had tea regularly.
I mean, the leader who is not currently here, not just the lieutenants. When he visited, where did he stay?
Well, he tended to stay, well, I don't know. He was always so busy, he just, you know, seemed to work and work and work. I guess he slept at his desk.
Curious. All right, let us check out this throne room. Perhaps he is another creature that does not need to sleep. Was he human or elven?
He looked human to me. About as tall as one. He liked to wear old-timey clothes and say old-timey things, though.
Lich?
Is that what you say? As your character?
Kind of mumble it quietly to Arcady.
And Arcady will, telepathically go, possibly. He certainly didn't need to rest like a normal human, but if they were that powerful, I don't know what they would need everybody else for.
You also know that Pietro told you that he practiced necromancy. So you're leaning... I'm not saying it's a lich, but...
Definitely an evil wizard.
This once luxurious throne room now only boasts tattered tapestries, a rotting rug, and 2 chipped, scarred thrones. The tapestries depicted knights forming various deeds in war, but much of the beautiful art is marred by decay. Atop the throne sits a pair of ethereal figures. One is a middle-aged man in full plate regalia, hands resting on his knees, steely eyes drilling into yours through an open visor. The other is an old man, robe-shrouded, shoulders hunched, and wispy white hair falling unkempt down tear-stained cheeks. You see the holy symbol of the Holy Father of the Divine Church, Hecate. So you recognize this symbolism. This is the ghost of some ancient cleric that was following the Father.
Okay.
Huh.
The knight silently beckons you forward.
All of us, or just me specifically?
The ghost beckons all of you, and
Okay.
and the other ghost, which is the priest ghost, almost looks ashamed to be in this state instead of his soul returning to Arcadia, which is heaven, which is heaven. And as you does anyone approach?
Are they literal ghosts?
Yeah,
or like...
I'll approach.
They are ghosts.
I'll walk up behind Arcady, I guess.
All right.
I will cautiously follow.
Hecate's gonna hang back with the priest ghost and just kind of like watch things.
They make, as you approach them, they make this sort of motion of having their coats cut with their fingers, and you see their mouths kind of moving, and you can tell that they want to communicate with you, but they can't really talk to you.
One syllable. Sounds like...
If you need to take over someone in order to speak, I offer you my assistant, Kevin.
What? And does the ghost go in?
No. They're like, no. They're like, ugh.
Well, now I just feel rejected.
Does it look like they're trying to speak through charades?
Yes.
Is there some sort of check I can make to try and figure out what they might be
Okay, that means 2
alluding
words.
to?
No, I think it sounds like ramble sauce?
You can do like an insight check.
Wouldn't it be performance if it's charades?
For them.
Oh, you can do either a perception or an insight check.
Can I use my keen sense of smell?
Ghosts don't
Does that
smell.
I get a
Does that-
23.
Tafina.
How safe are we here? Do we have a fair
This
amount
is
of
what
time?
we roll well on, I want to point out.
I love charades.
We
One
roll
sec,
well
Cat.
on charades.
Sorry, cat.
How safe are we here? Like, do we have a fair amount of time?
We've checked every room in the basement, right?
So far, the only thing we know there are the undead soldiers, and we've set up a slight warning system that
A
may or may
noise
not work.
trap.
Does anyone have chalk or charcoal?
In the cart.
Like, how Damn, how dusty is the floor then?
I can make charcoal.
Well, charcoal. There's
in
got to be
theory.
torches down here. It's
Yeah, there's
light.
torches down here, so there would be charcoal.
Perfect. I'm going to gather up some charcoal and I'm going to draw a Ouija board on the floor.
Oh!
Brother Steven said those things are the abomination.
It's all good, man. Can you think of a faster way for us to communicate with them? They just point at the letters and we spell it out.
All right, with that, between your Ouija board and all your insight
I can kill
checks-
myself and you bring me back. That might be faster.
That's the new
let's-
thief class.
I'm
in
not
the,
strong enough.
Unearthed
Yeah.
Arcana.
I'm
Yeah.
not strong enough for
Yeah.
that yet.
Wait, there's a what?
There's a rogue subclass that is all about death, and it's the newest Unearthed Arcana, along with the Swarm Ranger,
Awesome.
which is interesting.
I'm good. That's awesome because I always wanted to do a. What was the movie? Willard?
Yes, with the
Where the
rats.
guy has all the rats.
Oh, I thought you were
Okay.
looking for Wicker Man.
This is more insect swarm, but yeah. And what's the other one?
It's a fighter. With the swarm, it says tiny creatures, which can also include velociraptors from Chelt.
Ooh.
Oh.
You know what? You know what?
They're
with
not
this?
tiny. They're small.
You know what? With this, let's take a quick 5-minute break, go to the bathroom, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, but with the rogue, if you basically kill him and then bring him back, he gets answers of the universe.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing, like a cleric. So
Oh, yeah.
if you have questions like this, you just beat the crap out of your rogue and then bring him back.
Also, once per day, when he kills something, he can roll a d3 and gain proficiencies. One of which being saving throws of his choice.
Death saving throws. Always going to be death saving throws. Rogues already have.
Yeah, I never thought that technically
Dex.
you could list that as a saving throw proficiency. Damn.
Yeah, because monks get proficiency in saving throws eventually.
We're back.
And it does specify all saving throws. Shit. So I did post a link in the Thursday night thread that links to the game, along with the. Oh, I misspelled that.
All right, so you're against Sun Sword. How would you feel about a Flame Tongue that dealt radiant damage?
I would be against that as well. A flame tongue that dealt fire damage, I'd be perfectly fine with.
I'm gonna make a half elven bard by the name of Rictavio.
Okay.
Scrub.
What's even better is right now, Steph is not in the room, so she did not hear this. Because I know how much that would creep her out.
If it's if it's just the castle, we could totally play characters from Strahd, right? Like from
Yeah,
the book?
you could. You actually really could. You'd actually be better off than he would be, but sure.
So the abbot.
No. God, no. No. The fact that I had 3 level 5s kick his ass is hilarious.
Very slowly though, right?
very, very slowly, because the only magic weapon they had, and the only they had a sorcerer that had firebolt, and so that was the only legitimate hitting with all damage.
The one guy had the
and then we had a cleric, and then we had the paladin, and the paladin had the sun sword and was attacking with the sun sword. It's like, so it resists basically all the damage you're dealing, but it was taking poison damage the entire time because it drank the freaking wine. What was even more hilarious is that the paladin drank it at the same time and made his save.
Could I play as Piccolo?
Are you talking about a green Namekian?
No, I'm talking about Piccolo from Curse of Strahd.
I don't remember him. Oh, that Piccolo.
Yes.
I mean, Ian would be mad at you.
He would, because I'd literally be a monkey.
Let's see.
I'm out to avenge Rudolph.
You'd have pack tactics?
Well, I mean, I would play as like a halfling or something.
No, like literally looking at this, the actual stat block for Piccolo. You're a small beast, 8 strength, 14 dex, 11 con, 4 int, 12 wisdom, 6 charisma. You have pack tactics and a bite that deals 1d4 -1 with a +1 to hit.
Oh, you know who else would be really fun to play as a player character?
Who?
The puppet.
Oh, Piddlewick.
The Chucky puppet.
Yeah, Piddlewick too.
Yeah, I was gonna say do Piddlewick, but do it as like a little Warforged.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually almost has decent stats.
He's one of the really bad options for your.
Oh, he is.
He's one of the worst.
Yeah, that's why I was very happy when I rolled it up a few years ago, and I got Rictavio, because as much as it sucks that he doesn't have a magic weapon, everything else is deep.
I actually took the best characters and the worst characters out of the deck when I ran, because nobody wants to just sit there while Mordenkainen solos Strahd, which is what happens.
Yeah. I was happy when I actually got them to engage with him, because it's like, yeah, this guy's just, your average 9th level wizard or 20th level wizard who's like, creator of a hell of a lot of spells. Like, literally, they spent a night in his mansion. He's like, oh yeah, no, this is just a mansion I conjured up one day because I wanted a place to stay and that was on the road. Like, what? Yeah, name the spell after myself, It's my mansion.
Magnificent.
I still say one of the best one is Triplotsky. Sorry. Tripolotsky.
Could I have a staff of defense?
You monking it?
You could, yes. And I will say, homebrew-wise, you can cast the shield spell as a reaction using it. Because otherwise
it's mistyped up, and they just never.
It was mistyped up, but it's never been corrected. So yeah, because it's been out there for forever.
Is everyone else back?
This would be for my sorcerer.
That'll be the second sorcerer that has it that in a game I played, or ran, I should say.
All right, with your combination of Ouija board and charades, you realize that this is Sir Elderoth Conway, the first leader of the Order of the Last Bastion Knights, and Father Julius Semper, his priest. You know that they were called forth by the leader, Ralakai. And he tried to torture them for more information. They at first are like, oh, there's a right down below, and there's, you know, they first try and point out, and they actually point at Horlin as, like, bad guy, why do you have a bad guy with you? Don't trust him. And they also mention that there's a lady knight and a white, but you tell them, oh, they've already been taken care of. And they also let you know that they were that there's a +1 greatsword in Fort Frostfell that has been hidden. And it is currently in 7. Where the zombies are.
Huh.
Of course.
+1 greatsword.
Looks at party. No one can use it.
I mean, I have proficiency, but yeah, I
Rogue, monk, cleric, druid, ranger.
I mean,
And then-
technically speaking, I can roll it with. I can use it, and it would just be a +3 to hit with a +1 to damage rolls because I have a 10 strength. But I would have proficiency with
You
it.
would have
I'd be disadvantaged on attack rolls because I'm small, though.
I think we leave that where it is.
We could put it in the cart.
You also learn that this Order of the Last Bastion Knights, which you know still exists. When you initially went through the town of Tomar's Crossing, you had come across, they were a part of the noble camp. They were the ones that were building a structure on the high hill. And Arcady and Kevin, you would both know that for a period of time a few hundred years ago, as a part of the colonization efforts of the North, one of the kings or queens, you can't quite remember, was actually giving off, giving a bunch of land to sort of these mercenary groups, or you know, starry-eyed young nobles to form these little groups and go off and conquer in the name of Hykos. And they would basically be, for a period of time, became almost the de facto rulers of an area. But then there were a bunch of reforms, they became too powerful, there was almost a civil war, yada yada yada, and they lost a bunch of rights. But they still can be quite powerful, they still own a fair bit of land, they just don't have quite as much clout as they used to. Did that make sense?
Yep.
And then finally, at the bottom of one of the thrones, they will point to the bottom of one of the thrones, and you will find that there's a secret drawer, which contains a rotting sack of 100 gold, a copper scepter worth 5 gold, and a dwarven pint tankard, carved with a strange map on it.
Do we recognize the area the map is in?
Not right now. But you figure, there was a dwarven ziggurat found. Maybe it's of the local area. You even know, sort of culturally, especially in this area, but amongst the various dwarven cultures in general, they will put maps of on things. They're they keep very detailed maps because living underground can be dangerous. And going the wrong way and getting lost, even for people who have a really good sense, underground sense, is still very dangerous.
They want maps and everything in case someone gets, you know, discombobulated.
Right. So, with that information, what do you guys do?
Well, are we going for the sword or no?
No, I say in wolf.
Do you want to defeat them anyway? They could be, dangerous to the town.
If we're having
Oh,
refugees
we
come
are.
here,
Yeah. I mean, I don't care, but
Well, is there anywhere else we should deal with upstairs, like maybe getting rid of whatever that dragony wyvern cold blasting creature was? Set it free. That way we can make this place safe for refugees.
You know it's not there
Hecate will
now.
agree with that.
It escaped at some point?
No, it's used as a messenger.
Well,
It
either
goes
way-
between the two. It goes between the ziggurat and here.
Oh, but it's not actually upstairs?
That's where it keeps its lair, but it's not there all the time. It basically has 2 layers now. It has one here and one there.
Well, shall we go get the sword then?
So long as there are still evil entities that are in this area that could cause harm to innocent people, Hecate will want to wipe them out.
Agreed. Can you turn the zombies, Hecate?
I believe I can.
Are you level 2? I know
can-
for a fact
I'm
you didn't
level
use
3.
it last session, so yeah,
Yeah,
you,
I'm level
you have
3.
We're
it.
all level 3.
Yeah, you're all level 3. You're supposed to be level 1 here.
So
That's kinda
where's my
ridiculous.
channel divinity?
Yeah,
We're
considering
still
what we
supposed to be level
faced.
1?
Yeah, no, that was not a level 1 encounter area. That's like that's like the first chapter of Horde of the Dragon Queen before edits.
Yep.
Yep, I can turn undead.
Alright. Three statues of venerated knights stand tall and proud in this room. Iron portcullises close off both room entrances. A sudden moan and rattle against the gate gives you start. The smell of decay overwhelms your senses as bloated dead knights in dilapidated armor slam their bodies mindlessly against the gate. And you can tell that the armor they're wearing is ancient. Like, very, very ancient armor. Like, it appears...
Thousands of years old?
Not thousands, but more like a few hundred.
Mm,
Like when this area was just becoming colonized.
okay.
So you're
I
getting
have
the
both
sense...
swords out because I'm expecting these guys.
You're getting
Yeah, I
the-
have-
If they're behind a gate, I can shoot my crossbow and we can do things from afar until they get loose.
Yeah, if they are behind the gate, then we just shoot at them at range until they get close.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, give me 1 second.
In which case, I would not be using my swords. I'd be using my crossbow at first.
and they're skeletons or zombies.
Zombies.
Zombie.
If they're at a gate, couldn't we just put a loop of rope around their neck and we all pull one by one, pop off their heads?
You can try that. One sec, I'm looking up the stat block specifically for these guys. Whoop, whoop. Oh, and these zombies don't quite look normal. They look bloated and gross. 1 second. They stink and smell and like something putrid. wish it was a little easier to import images into here. There we are. Like that.
He's got boils.
Yeah, we're attacking this from afar. I'm going to turn back to a human.
All right, how far away are you standing?
Out of the splash zone.
Which is...
Well, where are they?
we're-
They're
we're-
in down here at the south.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1 second.
Yeah, assuming there's a gate in between us and them, we would place us on one side of the gate and them on the other, and then attack them from afar using the gate as effective cover.
The gate is...
Piotr, is this what the Demonplague looks like?
I guess these things are infected with the plague. I mean, look at them. They look sickly. Oh, and the 0 is where they are. You're in this tiny chamber. So just
Wait, are they not at the one in the south of us?
No, that's a separate room.
So we're back up in the hallway?
You're in the hallway.
Do we have an angle on them from the top of the stairs?
I'd say you have a bit of a downward angle.
How far back can we stand and still have line of sight?
Depends on how... I'm gonna say you can stand back at least 30 feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand back 30 feet and start producing flame at them through the gate.
Alright, so you're not in your direwolf form anymore?
No, I'm back into a regular old Uthor.
You produce flame and the boils on one of them pop and let out this noxious gas.
And nobody's actually where they are on the map because nobody's that close.
Yeah, okay. Is the gate where those two white indents in the walls are?
Yes.
The whites are dead.
Right.
Well, this is why we wanted Hecate to try and turn them to force them into the back corner.
Yeah. We're doing this strategically, keeping them as far the hell away from us as possible for as long as possible, using ranged attacks to try and take them out.
Yeah, I thought my turn undead was coming in after they broke free. I thought we were going to try and like, oh god, there's a word for this, but I thought we were trying to take as many as we could through the bars, and because my turn undead only lasts so long, and then once they break through, then I would turn the undead to push them back.
Your turn undead lasts until they take damage.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, my
It's
bad.
a good spell. Or good.
It lasts until they take damage or they get out of the aura, in which case they can't get closer again. It's basically for a day, if memory serves.
Good to know. Yeah, so that was my understanding. If I misunderstood, let me know and I'll turn undead.
Go ahead and do it.
All right.
You have turned undead, and I'm just going to say for the sake of brevity, because it is 9:30, that you are able to do it. But you see this, after you kill him, you see this sort of noxious fume stay in the room for a little while. And you sit there and you watch it, because you're not stupid.
Uh-huh.
And you wait for it to settle
Haven't
down. And you realize it kind of just, it isn't like a poof and gone. It hangs around for a while.
Is it flammable? Can I throw a torch at it and see if it lights up? Try and burn it away.
As I see you lighting a torch, I dodge.
I was throwing fire into there.
Before the thing, though.
I assume.
Would Sacred Flame, maybe? Because it's a
Oh,
flame-like
try.
radiant.
I can.
Try
I'll just-
Sacred
yeah.
Flame. Try Sacred
It's
Flame.
holy fire, though.
Yeah, it's totally fire. I want actual like fire because I'm trying to like clear this room of the noxious gas.
I druid craft us. I light whatever torches are in there with druid craft. It's
All
like
right.
lighting a match in a bathroom.
Basically,
You
basically,
realize,
that's what I'm trying to do.
And I have dodged.
all right, so you realize that with regular flame, it does cleanse the area a bit, but you cast your sacred flame and you feel your connection to the divines and the mother, and it does better than the mundane fire.
This is not. This is an unholy thing, my friends. I shall deal with it, and I'll just keep blasting because it's a cantrip. I'll just like say whenever there's like pockets of the green flames, I'm just gonna like sacred or green gas, whatever, sacred flame it.
It takes a little bit, but you are able to do so.
So we effectively taken these guys out.
You have effectively taken them out. Now, sorry, scrolling. You find the +1 greatsword that was in the statue of a knight. You're able to peel it off of him.
This wasn't an animated armor of a knight.
No, not these ones anyway. And then you see a hallway going to the south. What do you do?
I'd like to check out that hallway.
All right, you go down.
I will cover him with the crossbow.
I will stay close behind him.
Yep.
I will be near the front in case we run into any more undead.
Alright, so you enter into this room, and rotting bookcases with tomes turned into worm food. A broken table with only 3 legs occupied this room. As you enter, the temperature suddenly drops, and you let out an involuntary shiver. The spectral figure of a middle-aged woman walks out of the southern wall, clad in ancient hide armor with twigs woven into her 2 perfect braids. She is stoic as she takes measure of you and simply says, "Why have you come to this place?" And she looks very pointedly at you, Uther.
Rest of the group came. Sorta need them.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Why are you, fellow druid, here of all places?
Like I said, the rest of the group came. I kind of needed to as well.
There's no other motivation for you? Do you not seek to protect the valley?
That's why I'm with the group.
I see. Well then, brother, I am Ferrier the Wise. I see you have freed the other prisoners. I have been bound here by Ralakai. I was woken from my slumber when... What exactly happened here? I just remember being asleep for a long time and I'm suddenly awake.
Some kind of comet hit. Caused the valley to turn into melted all the ice.
No! That means... Oh no! We are the ones who put the ice here.
We?
Yes, me and my group, the Valley Wanderers. Minas Harrian. We did it to prevent the plague from coming out.
That sounds real nice.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all.
Yes, no. No, it isn't. It's, Oh, no. The valley has a curse in it. We're not 100% sure why, but when people come in and disturb things, a plague happens, and it's not a normal plague. There seems to be some sort of force behind it. When the Raytheon civilization, came here to try and colonize this place, you know, the Raytheons. Right? Are they still around?
No. How long ago, like, do I know history at all? How long ago would this be that she's referring to?
Probably. Well, everyone roll me a history check.
Ooh, I have good history. Can I roll history?
That everyone can.
Oh, I don't have a good history.
I got a 17.
I remember yesterday.
I got a rock.
You guys are getting rocks?
And Uthor actually got the best.
Alright, so both Hecate and Greypaw, or Uther Greypaw, you know that the Raytheon civilization was a city-state that expanded out towards this area about 2,000 years ago, or maybe more, like 1,500 years ago. They had a few hundred years of a heyday, and they were set to be a major power in the region, as High Coast was just sort of forming and developing and to the nation it would be.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of like the Byzantians?
Even more ancient. This would be like ancient Greek or ancient Rome, sort of thing.
They're more ancient than that.
Are they? Because the Byzantine Empire was like the Eastern Roman Empire?
Eastern Roman.
No. The Byzantians were between the Greek and Roman empires.
You know what? I'm going to say Byzantine for now. With a bit more on the Greek side of things. It was a city-state that expanded outward versus sort of like a nation-state that developed then expanded sort of thing. Maybe Rome's more apt. And they were set to be a major power in the region. And they were expanding. They expanded out to here, but then something happened. No one's 100% sure why. They were a pretty secretive bunch, and they also practiced slavery. But their civilization collapsed, and their city, their capital, has been abandoned for hundreds of years, and no one goes there. And nothing seems to grow near there.
Now, this is just a shot in the dark. Could it be because of this plague that we just heard about?
I like you, you're a smart one. Originally, we were fighting them. They were trolling this area to take slaves and you know, colonize this area. But then they started digging and unleashed something, and they seem to have imported it back home. To save the whole world, we covered the valley in ice. It was already too late for the Raytheons. But, you reap what you sow, I guess. I don't remember much. The civilization fell about 1,000 years ago. You guys know. So she's going, it's been 1,000 years?
Civilizations go. Civilizations come and then they go. It happens.
Ah, wise words from someone so young. Ah. What we know is that this had happened at least one other time before, and probably multiple times before. It seems that the Star Elves were the first ones to deal with this threat, and that's where, and we used some of their magic to piece together the ritual to cover this whole area in ice. What I do know is this leader, Ralakai, he isn't what he seems. He dresses in Raytheon clothing. So he must have been buried underneath the ice. But I don't know why he's awake now. I mean, normally he would have been killed, like just like we were.
So, top priority is to get this plague contained, right?
Absolutely.
And we do that by refreezing the valley.
Possibly. I mean, no offense, but my whole druid circle spent months, and we performed a ritual that lasted a whole day and eventually took all our magic from us, and we ended up perishing from the sheer stress of it all.
Not going to do that.
But if this plague gets out, it could mean the end of the world. Right now, it's contained in this valley. But can you imagine? Those things up there, you defeated them, yes? You see how it spreads? It will make the former zombie plagues look like nothing.
Former?
Remember we discussed this as a part of the world? There have been
right.
regular zombie plagues. Because why not? Moreover, before I forget, Ralakai thinks he can cure the Demonplague. He's doing some sort of experiment. That's why he's set up this whole thing. That's why he's taking people. He all believes this is for the greater good. I tried to reason with him, but then he trapped me here, and I've been stuck ever since.
How can we free you?
And she'll point to both Uthor and Hecate. Either of those two could probably perform a ritual to unbind me. It'll take an hour or so, but I believe them.
Insight.
Okay. Roll it, roll it, roll it.
7.
Does she sound like... Yeah, I'll insight, because I'm... Damn it!
Anyone else want to do another insight?
I got a rock.
I'll try.
I'll try. Oh, insight, yeah.
Arcadia, you believe this woman to be telling the truth. It's one of those instances is that the story she's telling is so wild and out there that it must be true. No one would no one would make up something so stupid.
Wait, so I should be believing the guy screaming at Young and Dundas Square?
He is trying to just, well, if you want to be a Christian, sure.
Big old pass.
All right, I pass along that I do trust her.
believe I can modify the ritual. Maybe, but I'll need your help. Obviously, I'm a ghost, but if you unbind me, I will try and discover more information and help aid you in your quest.
Kate is totally willing to assist with this.
Thank you, sister.
Yeah. She'll nod to the ghost and just step forward and basically asking her, what ritual do I need to do? Like, teach me and I'll free you, basically.
It's an unbinding ritual. I assume like someone like a druid or a cleric would just know this.
Yeah. Okay.
And you are doing like an unbinding.
Okay. I perform it. Does Uthor want to help me?
Well,
Uthor
I have no
will.
magic, but
That's it, Uthor.
oh, Uthor.
Kevin,
Oh,
go
I
get
can
us
not
drinks.
anybody. I still have a busted skull.
Kevin, you can go get us drinks.
I know where there's a fountain.
When Kevin comes back, Uthor is already eating a good berry, and therefore doesn't need to drink.
You're such a jerk with good berries.
Bad berries. Saskatoon berries. Not even tasty berries.
Yeah, so I performed the ritual. Do I need to do any rolls or?
No, you just
Cool.
you just do it. You can tell that it took that this Relikai is fairly accomplished at necromancy. You did a good job.
This does not bode well for us.
Indeed, but I believe you have it in you. You have freed the people of this keep, have you not?
Yes, but at what cost to them?
What do you
We
mean?
did not arrive in time. We did not arrive in time to save them all. Some of them were partially eaten.
Ugh.
Yeah.
She will say, it is better that you came and saved some than none at all. And you have stopped this, a sort of festering wound on the valley from spreading and becoming infected.
Very true. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So ritual is done. She's free now. Woot.
Yay! I can finally leave this place and try and find more information about the ritual we did. It's been so long I've forgotten much of it.
How will you know to find us if you do find anything?
I will find all of you. And also I can speak to you via dreams.
Good to know.
We will perform the ritual and modify it so it doesn't kill anyone. We will finally end the plague and seal the valley again.
So when you say seal the valley, do we need to all leave the valley?
Well, just get to a high enough spot and it should be fine.
So I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I sound
No,
right
we
now.
don't.
Alright, and that is, you have cleared Fort Frostfell.
Yay!
If we rest here tonight, is the bracelet with the dragon motif on it magical?
No, it is just decorative. You also find 2 tons, 4,000 pounds, of foodstuffs and other useful items in the barrels and crates. You can't move it all in one trip, unless you came with horses and carts.
I think our cart's pretty full.
Yeah.
4 carts. Kevin gets 2 carts.
Well, and I
So,
guess we have
FYI.
to decide, do we want to try and repopulate this place with the refugees or take out the leader at the ziggurat and then do that?
And were all the ghosts good or just the one? Because there was a bunch of ghosts, right?
There are 3 ghosts and they were all good aligned.
So then do we want to unbind the other 2 ghosts? while we're here?
Actually, after helping you, they disappeared.
They must have solved their purpose.
They either fulfilled their purpose or the ritual just being cast in this place freed
By a
them.
porpoise?
I was going to say,
Ha-ha.
you were going to say porpoise, weren't you?
I was going to say porpoise, yes. I'm sick, leave me alone.
They're all sick.
But yes, either they fulfilled their purpose or just casting the ritual in the area freed them from their bondage. So either way, they're good.
I hope they knew the safe word.
Kevin's getting an awfully worldly.
Yeah, he's not the innocent anymore.
All right, so I guess we spend the night then. Kevin will make a big meal with the associated with the appropriated foodstuffs for everyone.
You have a wonderful, wonderful meal. Are you going to do anything with Harliet? Are you going to interrogate her?
Wait for the interrogation until you can smell the food. That should make it work better.
All right, so you cook up a good stew, and she wakes up with the smell of delicious food. What sort of food do you make?
I don't know what was in the barrels. It's probably going to be me trying to add spices into hardtack until it's tasty.
The foodstuffs here are actually of decent enough quality. There are some dried fruits. There are plenty of dried and pickled vegetables. There are coarse grains and some dried meats as well. You can whip yourself up. Have a
make a
decent
stew.
stew.
Baby, you got a stew going?
Yeah, I was going to say, could we kill any animals? Because I could go get a bone. We could have a stew going.
I'm
Do
sure
you-
Horland will say there's dead goblins.
They eat themselves, not the other way around. Do you bring in the refugees you previously freed? Do you bring in Bella?
I'd probably run out and grab Sasha and lead them back. Yeah.
Somebody should watch the front door of the castle, or at least the stairs down, or at least so they don't open up and the dragon comes and eats us in the middle of the night. I can stay at the top of the stairs.
I presume you set up a watch schedule.
Yes.
Smart.
And we gag what's his face. He knows magic. We gag him.
And when we patrol, we whistle under our breath.
All right. Are you anything else?
Food, watch, sleep. Nope, don't think so. Oh! Have to shave Mr. Arcady before he goes to sleep.
Oh.
What?
He's getting stubble. I am a valet. All right, who wants a shave before we go to bed? As Kevin pulls out a giant straight razor and begins honing it on some leather.
I'm good.
You're
Graypaw?
not getting anywhere near me with that.
This, and he'll look at it innocently. But it's for hair.
I hope he doesn't look at Hecate.
I like my hair.
I mean, does Hecate have a beard?
No.
I think you're fine.
But he might want to give her a haircut.
I'm not very good with scissors, so I just tend to do the shave job.
Mm.
But no, for Mr. Arcady. He must look good if he's going to present the law.
Arcady, do you accept the shave?
Absolutely.
So there's some nice. I have a little pot next to the fire, and I whip up some foam, nice and warm, and it's a very pleasant experience. Do the back of his neck. Oh, having the back of your neck shaved is like one of the nicest things in the world.
Oh, it
With a
is.
straight
It's
razor?
the first, like at first it's very disconcerting, but then it is very, very relaxing.
My barber didn't tell me the first time he was going to do it, so it's just I'm like, huh? Oh,
Yeah. It's even better when it's with a hot foam shave.
it is, yeah, definitely. Anyway, yeah, that's how we end the night.
No questions for Harliet?
I thought we gagged her.
In the morning.
All right, I think this is a good spot to end it then. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, ZLT Superfan, as always. And thank you also, another TV viewer, Commander Root, Psychomotion, Motion, and Lurks.
Someone's sitting on their TV watching us? That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, what was I about to say? We're playing Legacy of the Crystal Shard tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
All right, catch you tomorrow with Legacy of the Crystal Shard. Bye-bye!
Bye.
Night-night.